Like many online course creators, especially those of us who are multi-passionate, I have collected my fair share of offers throughout the years. And I think just as important as it is to create new things, it is just as essential to go through every once in a while and audit what we've got, make sure we're assessing the offers we're putting out there, the work behind our marketing and our sales, to make sure we're being as efficient and thoughtful as possible with the offers we're putting out there, the things we're selling, and how we're operating things behind the scenes. So today I wanted to show you the very process I go through once a year to audit my offers, to review what I'm focusing on, and help me decide what I'm taking forward into the new year, and also what I want to let go of and potentially host a retirement sale to say goodbye to. So first up, whenever I'm looking at my offer suite in general, I like to start with just brain dumping down everything I have. That's free offers and paid offers. And I don't distinguish from them at this stage. I just brain dump out everything I have there available that people could either pay with their email address or pay with money to access from me. So here's an example of what that would look like. I'm using Canva here, but I like to have visual ways to represent this because we're going to be playing around afterwards with how these things interact. So starting with these blocks can be really helpful. So I created these triangle shapes to represent the freebies and then these rectangles to represent my different offers. And at this stage, I might even just keep them as the offer names, although I can find it helpful sometimes to also include in brackets underneath the price point, and maybe even a quick description of what it is. So just having something really high level, really simple. First up, we dump everything out. Then we start sorting through which of these things we want to keep. And this is where we can start doing some really big picture thinking of which of these offers are selling well, which of these offers people are enjoying, you're getting feedback for, you're getting reviews, and which ones you actually like delivering and selling. Really important to check on all three. So kind of like Marie Kondo, we're going to go through and see which of these spark joy and which of these we can leave behind. I like to start with the paid offers first because obviously we want to prioritize our financial side of business first and go through and see, where are these going? Do we like them? Do they fit us anymore? Are people responding to them? And literally just color code them. So at this stage, I'm going to just say green means you're staying and purple means you're out. So we're just going to go through and decide, yep, I like these, don't like these so much. And this one maybe I'm not decided about yet. I'm still thinking it out. So I'm going to keep those there. Same for freebies. I'm going to keep my freebie. Yep, this one sounds good. Love this one. Maybe not this one. This one I'm undecided about. As simple as that at this stage. We're just evaluating how we feel about them. Next up, we're going to take the ones that we're feeling good about and map them together to see how they work as an overall offer suite and as a sales and launching experience. And it's really important to make sure we're creating cohesive sales experiences, not just creating one-off things, making sure you're really setting yourself up for obviously sales, but also ease of marketing and selling throughout the process. So the end goal is to have something like this. We want to have a map that shows, the marketing we're putting in, leading to which freebies we're going to be sharing with people, then to that first offer, if we're going to have bump offers and upsells included, how we're getting people into our newsletter, and then if we even want to have some behind the scenes upsells, some ongoing things. It's really important to sort of map out all the moving parts and how things play together so you can see the overall picture of your offer ecosystem all at once. So to do this, I like to, again, start with the offers and color code them so that we can keep track of them because we will use them in multiple places so we can see, again, how many different ways we're trying to sell these offers. So for example, here I have this sort of peachy orange colored one for offer number 1, and you'll see it in the other two sort of lines, these other sales funnels essentially that we've been building out. Then I have my purple offer for offer 2 and green for offer 3. So once we've sort of color coded our offers, we're going to look at one funnel at a time. So start with, again, that top line, the first thing you're selling publicly. This is the thing you would actually be launching or promoting once somebody is interested. So we pop that there. We can then decide, do we want to include a bump offer? This is an offer that people can get, usually at a good discount, in the checkout process itself. So we don't have tons of information on this. Therefore, usually this will work better with a lower ticket thing or something that's a really natural next step to that offer number 1. And then we can also decide if we want to add in an upsell either through your checkout software. So for example, I use ThriveCart. We can set up basically another sales process that they go through within that same checkout experience, or via email as well. So we can decide if we want to have those different offers sort of in which order. We can then look further up and see if we have a freebie that leads naturally into that offer. Number one, if that's going to be a funnel or if that's just something you're doing to sort of grow your list for people who are going to be a good fit for this. And then we can go further down and make sure, once they've gone through the sales process, we're adding them to onboarding, getting them in your newsletter, and then potentially even adding in an upsell. If you have like a back-end offer, if you have a retainer offer, we can include that in this sort of map overall. So we go through each of the offers, at least the ones you want to publicly launch and promote, and make sure you have your funnel set up. Now, all of them might not include a bump offer, an upsell. Maybe they can just be standalone. Maybe they only include one or the other. So here's an example of this one that doesn't have a freebie. Maybe this is a lower ticket offer. It doesn't need a freebie. So it's just this offer and it has an upsell. It doesn't have a bump offer, just the upsell. And then it goes into that same flow. So going through this whole process, we can start to see how these different offers react and sort of interact with each other. See, my offer number 3 weeks, a really good bump offer because, again, it's maybe a lower ticket one, while my upsells can be sort of complementary to these 2 main offers. And seeing this mapped out, I've really understood that these 3 offers don't really fit into this ecosystem. They maybe have the wrong topic or theme. Maybe they're the ones I was not that excited about to start with. Maybe I've just sort of realized in this process, I don't need to sell all these other things, that this is enough for me to focus on. So this can be really illuminating to see, okay, if I've got these 2 main offers, these are my sort of bread and butter, maybe there's a service, maybe these are digital products, maybe they're a higher ticket course or program. Whatever it is, we decide which ones we're going to sort of go all in on, make sure we've built out that sales flow, and decide at this stage if we're going to let any of the other offers that we've accumulated, let them go. And I highly recommend, if you're going through this process, to not hold too dear to the offers that you've made in the past. They have served their time, they've served their purpose, but it can be really liberating to let offers go. And I found as I've retired offers, it's a great way to give them like the send-off that you wish for them by hosting a little retirement sale, giving a nice big discount so people can have that last chance to let them go. Grab them while they're on discount, and then you can retire them and focus on the offers that are really going to move the needle, that you want to talk about, that you want to sell. And in this map example here, I only have these really 2 main offers I need to launch and sell every year, which is so much more liberating than this sort of scattered collection I'd created earlier. So I only have these 2 offers. Maybe I have this 3rd one here that I can sort of mention here and there, but I might not need a full launch. I might not need a full promotional calendar really dedicated to offer number 3. Maybe its main role is to just live as a bump offer and an occasional purchase. So I can really pour my marketing efforts then into promoting these 2 freebies and these 2 offers. And that's such a sense of clarity and levity of not having to carry around all these offers, all this baggage that we've created. So I hope it's been helpful to see kind of how I go through this offer optimization process, how I evaluate which pieces make sense. And this is the exact process I've gone through recently to overhaul my own offers. I just hosted a retirement sale for a bunch of digital products and courses that I'd created over the years that no longer fit me. And coming through that process, I'm so glad that I sent them off in style. I gave them a nice big sale. I had a lot of people join them just to be able to grab them before they're gone. But now I have all this space and this clarity to really pour into the handful of offers I'm excited about. And because I'm a multi-passionate, I most likely will create more things throughout the years and come back to this process every once in a while to just make sure I'm focusing on the things that really matter, the things that are working, that people are buying, and that I enjoy selling, so that I'm making sure that my marketing, my sales efforts are paying off in the long run. If you'd like to work through Offer Suite with me and go through this offer optimization process together, I'm hosting a sprint in a couple of weeks where we'll be going through my full offer optimization process together. We're going to map out all of your offers, how they interact, and spot any opportunities for you to either simplify or optimize what you've already got, and make sure you're mapping out sales flows that make sense for you and for your future customers, and set you up to really know what to focus on for sales, for marketing, and for your offer delivery down the line. It's a really, really hands-on experience, and I'm really excited to get started. I'll leave a link for that below if you'd like to join us. And otherwise, I hope it's been interesting to see how I evaluate my offers, how I map out my sales flow, and how I decide which offers I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to retire whenever I go through this process. So I hope I've given you a bit of a permission slip to let some offers go if they're no longer serving you, and to pour into the ones that really work for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week with another video.